What's up, people? How we doing? It says 93, but I think it's actually number 97. That's what I was just reliably informed, that we're on number 97. So we're hurtling towards that 100, nearly 2 years of the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall. So hopefully it's still working for you. There you go. It's number 97. Hopefully it's still working for you. So much content, so much stuff online. We've got Get Moving Week coming up. I think that's in not next week, the week after. So there's a whole week of amazing activities on there for you. Really amazing time to kind of get into your yoga practice or whatever it may be. It might be any kind of movement, any kind of mindfulness or creativity. There's so much content here. The Virtual Village Hall do such a great job. So I always like to thank them for hosting me and allowing me to connect with people the length and the breadth of the country. Give us a shout wherever you're coming in from today. I'm here in Leicester at the Space to Breathe Collective. Hi, Pauline from the Peak District. Always say, love the Peak District. Not far away from me, an hour and a half, and I could be walking on Standage Edge from here. So yeah, and it's sunny as well. It's not quite sunny here, but we're getting there. So yeah, this is a yoga cooperative and not-for-profit, and this is their beautiful yoga space. Sometimes I'm above it in one of our workshop rooms, and today I'm below in the main yoga space where loads of amazing stuff has already happened here today. We've had Qigong and we've had a morning yoga class and then loads of classes later on, which I will not be here for. Hey to you, Margaret, you're always joining from Northumbria. So brilliant stuff. All right, let's do some yoga. Enough of me chatting away here. So find a comfortable seat, come onto your mat. I'm going to go backwards a little bit here and get onto my mat and just do a little adjustment of this camera. The lights are looking good here today as well. And then, I encourage you just to get comfortable here. So anything that feels good for you. I like to sit on something. You see, I've got this little block and I place it underneath my hips. I sit on it and I feel really comfortable like this, which is, if I sit directly on the floor, it's a little bit more work. I can sit here with my knees a little bit higher, or if I'm sat on a block, I can perch right on the edge of it and I can get my knees a little bit lower. So that takes some of the pressure out of my hips and allows me to bring loads of length into my spine. So if I show you from the side, I know we're talking here about seating, but you can see that my spine is nice and long. I've got loads of room to breathe into. So instead of this, this is probably like a lot of us will sit like this, where we've got this rounded posture, the shoulders begin to hunch, and already I can feel this compression in my belly where I can't breathe into it. But if I sit on something and I've got a nice long length in my spine, and I can do that and breathe into a massive part of what we do in yoga, because I laugh because people say to me, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible enough. That's the first thing that people say to me. I can't do it, I'm not flexible, or I'm too old, or I'm not fit enough. And there's all of these reasons why we don't do yoga. But one of the principal forms of yoga is breath. You don't even have to move. How freeing is that? So what, I can practice yoga and I don't have to move? Absolutely. Sit here, do like 5 minutes, or lie on your back and do 5 minutes, and you're doing yoga. You are being conscious. And if you think about the two forms of yoga, or the two principles of yoga, which I like to talk about, it's nice to come back to it because at the start of the year, we pay attention to two things, the physical body and the breath. That's it. So when we get to pay attention to the physical body and your breath, hopefully that calms the fluctuations of the mind. Sanskrit is yoga chitta vritti nirodha, which means yoga is the calming of the fluctuations of the mind and the mental modifications. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get out of our head. And I was reading this amazing book this week by a really cool guy called Gabor Mate. And the book is called, what is the book called? It's Gabor Mate's new book. I'll remember it. Anyway, fantastic book. And he's talking about the head, the heart, and the stomach. And he says the head rules us. All of our thinking is here. And these are all kind of constructs, I guess. This is all of our history and our behaviors and everything that's built up over the years, what we believe we are. We're none of those things. What we want to be doing is we want to be feeling here at the heart center, because this is where we feel. The head can't feel, the heart can feel. And then we think about our belly or our navel center, we think of that as being our gut, our second brain. When people say gut instinct, that's my gut instinct. That's because your gut instinct is right. So you feel it here, you feel it at the heart. This is the problem. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you can kind of like resonate with that. You know, the whirlpooling of the mind, the chitta vritti. All right, so hopefully we're going to get out of this and we're going to get into this, and we're going to feel from the heart center. All right, we've been sat here for a little bit, so make sure you're super comfortable. Have a little move around if that's what we want to do. We'll start with a little bit of breath work, a little bit of breath meditation, pranayama we call it in yoga, and then we're going to move the body. We're going to move a little bit more than we did last week. It was pretty chilled out last week. So find somewhere for your beautiful hands. Palms up, palms down. I don't mind where they go. They can be in the lap. You can place your hand on your heart. In fact, let's all do that. Let's do it. Place your left hand on your heart, and then we'll do it this way. Place your right hand over your left hand, and then close your eyes. Or just keep your gaze soft. If it's not good for you to close your eyes, you don't have to. And then just breathe. That's it. We're practicing yoga. And if you can, breathing in through the nose, and breathing out through the nose. And just carry on at this rhythm. Really feel your heart beating away if you can. Feel this deep connection. And we'll stay here for about 30 more seconds. Deep, rich inhales. And then full releasing exhales. Do 2 more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then the final one. Deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. And then now you can bring your hands down. And if your eyes are closed, just come with your eyes open. What was that? 2 or 3 minutes? Maybe 3 minutes? How does that feel? I mean, to me, that feels beautiful. I always feel quite emotional when I put my hand on my heart. And I laugh because if I would have heard myself saying that, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, I'd be like, you what, mate? It's amazing what a little bit of therapy can do, isn't it? Or a lot of therapy. It feels nice. I feel emotional, full of emotion. You know, that's what I want to feel. I want to feel emotion. I want to feel connected here. Then I can serve other people in a really beautiful way. All right. If you're sat on something, release what you're sat on. My magic block will be released. And then lean back into your hands and then slowly bring your feet about hip width apart. Let's do it this way today. Let's bring a little bit of awareness into your feet. So really press the 4 corners of your feet down into the floor or your mat or your carpet, wherever you are. Take a couple of breaths. Beautiful. And then just drop your knees to either side. Really slowly today. We'll start nice and slow. And I've got a few surprises for you today. Yoga surprises, nothing crazy. But we'll move a little bit more, and I'm going to give you some options where if you want to move with a little bit more intention, and if you want to move a little bit more physically, then you can have the options for that. But if you want to keep it a little bit more relaxed and chilled out, then you've got that as well. And so what you're doing here is you're inhaling the knees to center, you're exhaling down, you're inhaling to center, you're exhaling down. So get into the breath. You know, if we're not breathing, it ain't yoga. So that's that idea that the breath is always connected, but don't feel too worried about it. It will come. You know, if you find moving and breathing in a rhythmic way challenging, that's all right. We're just learning. Come back to center and then see if you can bring your other shin in front. I'm not sure if I have brought my other shin in front. Let me have a quick look. Probably have. I can't remember. All right, bring the hands onto the knees, and then we're going to start with this pose called Sufi grind. So inhale the chest forward. Exhale around your spine. Inhale forward. And then exhale round. So you're making circles with the torso. And you just rotate in your torso around your hips. Just go in one direction. It doesn't have to be particularly fast. It doesn't have to be particularly deep. You know, if you're feeling this in the lower spine, please just do this. Or don't just do this, do this. I invite you to do this. But if you've got a little bit more, then you can bend into the elbows. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And just get into this nice rhythm. Couple more complete rotations. And then come all the way back to center. Then just swap it out. Remember, it's a new movement. So maybe you're a little bit cautious when you move. And remember, the eyes can be closed or the gaze can be soft. You're just feeling into the body and you're recognizing your breath. And you're hopefully being a little bit curious here and you're just open to new experiences. And if the mind is beginning to take over, then just bring everything back to the breath and these nice, gentle movements that we're doing here at the start. Beautiful. Nice. 2 more. And then when you're ready, come all the way back to center on an inhale. And then on an exhale, just let it all go. We'll release through the mouth. So inhale through the nose. Full releasing exhale through your mouth. Do that one more time. Nice deep inhale through your nose. And a full exhale through your mouth. Shall we do one more? The inhale through your nose. Deepest inhale so far. And a full releasing exhale. Beautiful, nice. Lean back into the hands again. Uncross your shins, bring the other shin in front. All right, little twist. We'll do 2 twists actually. Inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, frame your hands to heart center. This time, inhale up. As you exhale, quarter twist to the right hand side. Bring your left hand on your right knee. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale to find length, exhale to twist over to the right. So every inhale you find length in the spine. Every exhale you twist a little bit further. Inhaling, finding length. Exhale, twist. So you don't want to be leaning back here too much. I like to press into my fingertips because that means I can get a load of length in my spine and I can roll this right shoulder blade back. One more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale. And then your next inhale is going to bring your arms back up. Exhale, quarter turn to the left. Right hand inside or on the left knee. Left hand comes behind. So you see already I'm sitting lovely and tall. Here's my inhale, I'm lengthening. And here's my exhale, I'm twisting to the left. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale, come into your twist. One more like that. Deep inhale. And full exhale. Beautiful. Then walk your hands all the way back to center. Take a nice deep inhale. Bring the arms up. And then as you exhale, another quarter twist over to the right. But this time, bring your hands down. Have your hands about shoulder width apart. You don't have to come down too far. That's not what we're trying to do here. You're trying to feel a stretch in the left-hand side of the body. So kind of this sort of region, lower spine into the hips. You can come down a little bit lower. It doesn't matter how low you go. Nice. And then from here, really ground down through the right hand. And then on your next inhale, lift up through your left arm. So now you lengthen the left arm. One line of energy from your left fingertips all the way down into these right fingertips. And then maybe come a little bit lower. You can come onto the forearm if you want here. You don't have to, you can stay up a little bit higher. And then look down that left arm, or look up it, I should say. You look down the length of it, but be really gentle with the neck. If the neck doesn't feel good, do this and just look straight down, dead straight. Take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, we're just going to bring that left hand down, and the right hand is down, either side of the hips. Press into your fingertips, lengthen your spine. Take a full release and exhale. Yes, everyone. Beautiful. And then we come to the other side. You're just going to walk the hands over to the left. Don't let this happen, you know, when this right sit bone wants to kind of follow everything. Don't do it. Press it down. Take some deep inhales and feel this delicious stretch into the right hand side of the body. Maybe come down a little bit lower if you want, or you can just stay up high. Nice. Take one more complete round of breath. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then inhale, sweeping the right arm up this time. And maybe staying here, maybe coming a bit lower. You can come down onto the forearm. You can look up, you can look down or along the length of that right arm. Or you can look just straight down. Make sure the neck feels okay. Nice. One more deep inhale, really roll that right shoulder back. And then a full exhale. Bring the right hand down, the left hand down. Press the fingertips into the floor. One more deep inhale here. And then a full release and exhale. Beautiful. Nice. And then from here, bring your fingertips. So you're still on your fingertips. You're going to spin the hands so the palms are facing forward. And then have the fingertips pressed into the floor. You should be able to see my fingertips there. Take a deep inhale here to find length into your spine. And then as you exhale, just tilt forward. Just a little bit. So the fingertips are still connected. And then you can let the head be nice and heavy. Or you can keep the back of the neck long. So you can do this version. Or you can keep the back of the neck long, this version. Make sure there's no strain. Anchor down through the fingertips as you let the torso just fold forward. And you might be here, you might be here, you might be here. You know, it doesn't matter where you are, but feel that little compression in your lower spine. So you don't want to feel any pain. Never pain in yoga. Sometimes it feels like a challenge. That's all right. Breathe into it. So we're bringing all of that awareness into the lower spine. Nice. Take one more complete inhale. And a full exhale. And then your next inhale, you're just going to slowly, with the help of the hands, come all the way up. And then I'm going to invite you to come onto all fours. So do that really slowly. So you're just going to come around and have your knees about hip width apart. Do it really, really gently. Spread out through your fingers so you're in this nice tabletop position. And then just give your legs a little straighten out. We've been sat there for a good amount of time, haven't we? So maybe you just need to move the body around a little bit. Maybe lengthen one leg, then maybe lengthen the other. Bring any movements in that feel good. And then come back to all fours and just move through a few rounds of cat and cow, just so the spine is mobilized and you're moving the spine around a little bit. So from here, with nice straight arms, take an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head in your heart. As you exhale, round your spine. So there's your movement. Inhale forward. And exhale round. Inhale forward. And exhale round. And then just carry on like that in your own time, in your own rhythm. Inhaling forward, exhale round. I'm just going to check in with your comments, see if I'm missing anything. Osteoporosis, Jean, I would just be really gentle. And what I would say is, everyone just carry on with a few more rounds of cat and cow. What I would say is just be working to an ability that you feel comfortable with. Anything that doesn't feel good, please don't do it. You know, it's like you knowing your body better than anyone else. There'll probably be some of the stuff we're going to do in a moment that you might not want to do. I would always say, you know, pad out your knees. Any areas that feel tight, just be really gentle. Remember, you've always got child's pose that you come into. So we'll all just take One more complete round here of cat-cow. And then take a nice deep inhale, come back to center. Split your knees nice and wide. Bring your big toes together, and then sit back into a child's pose. So stretch your spine out. And remember in child's pose, anything that feels good, you can place your head on your hands here. You can always place a block underneath your head. You can place a blanket underneath your head, whatever works. And breathe super deep. Maybe move around a little bit here. You see that I'm just moving my hips from side to side. Gentle massage through the scalp. Sorry, through the front of the head. Take 2 more complete rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, press into your hands and come all the way onto all fours. From here, what we're going to do, we're coming into our first downward facing dog. So it gets a little bit more physical from here. So tuck your toes under, have your feet about hip width apart, lift your hips, and come into downward facing dog. Maybe reposition your feet. And then have a nice generous bend in your knees. See how I bend my knees up, looking down. And then I can get a load of length in my spine and my hips are nice and high. And if I do this too early, I get this rounding in my spine. If I do this, then I can really lengthen my spine out. And that's what I'm looking for. We're all looking for length in our spine. We're not looking for straight legs. And then I encourage you, bend one knee, bend the other, kind of move it around a little bit. That can feel good. Shake the head yes, shake it no. Whatever feels right for you. Beautiful. And then find some stillness and take just 2 more breaths here. So deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. And then bend your knees into your hips up between your hands. And then gently bring yourself to the top of the mat. One foot, then the other. Nice. Take an inhale, lengthen. Come up halfway. As you exhale, just fold in deep. We'll do that one more time. Inhale to find length. And then exhale, fold in deep. And then separate your feet a little bit wider and see if you can brush your fingertips down onto the floor. So we're not looking for straight legs here. We're looking for bent knees and we're looking to just open up through the lower spine. Head is nice and heavy. Breathe in deeply. Swaying from side to side. Maybe just brushing the fingertips over to the right, over to the left. But work with a nice bent knee. And then root into your feet. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up high and wide. Come all the way up to stand. And then as you exhale, frame your hands to heart center. Beautiful. Nice. Then bring your feet a little bit closer in together. They don't have to be together, but maybe have them about hip width apart. And then we're going to move through a little bit of flow. I don't think we did this at all last week. So move gently. We'll build it nice and slowly. Inhale, sweeping your arms up. As you exhale, fold in nice and deep. And then all we're going to do is we're going to inhale, press into the feet, root to rise. Maybe look up towards your palms. And then exhale, frame your hands to heart center. So there's our movement for the next few moments. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in deep. See my knees bend here. I want to take the strain out of my spine. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, 2 more like that. Inhaling up. Big expansive breath. Exhale, full releasing breath. Hold in at the waist. Inhale, come all the way back up. Root to rise up, into the back bend. Tiny little one. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, enjoy it. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Nice. Inhale into the feet, come all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's move it on. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. In and out through the nose. This time, inhale, flat back. So come up nice and high. Yeah, I like to come up here sometimes. It's all right. Exhale, hands down. Step 1 foot back. So a nice big step. Then step the other foot back. You probably arrive a little bit high like this. Then take an inhale, lengthen here into your plank. Drop your knees down, both knees down, press the tops of the feet to the floor. Perfect. Then as you exhale, what I'd like you to try and do is keep your elbows tucked in and lower all the way down. So you're going to do that really slowly. Nice. When you arrive, inhale, lengthen up, raise your heart center, roll your shoulders back, this is cobra, and then exhale. You just lift your hips gently and you're back into down dog. And then reposition your feet. Have a nice generous bend in the knees, find length in the spine. Take a couple of rounds of breath. So deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that, deep inhale. And a full exhale. And then bend your knees, you see, I'm bending my knees, I'm looking in between my hands, and then first step your right, and then your left foot to the top of the mat. You might want to do that in a few steps, that's good. When you arrive, line your feet up, so long edges of the mat, feet lined up. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold in deep, and then press into the feet, inhale, come all the way up to stand, and then exhale, hands to heart center. So that was one complete round of sun salutation A that we just did. And there's lots of variations of sun salutations, but something like that, go on YouTube, there's loads of amazing stuff on there. Have a look at Yoga with Adrian. Yoga with Adrian. She's an amazing teacher. She's got millions and millions of followers, but she does some really nice sun salutations and flows, and she's just a really lovely woman by the sounds of it. I love her yoga, I think she's really good. So check her out if you want to do like 10-minute practice in the morning, or check me out. I've got about 5 followers. Hands back to heart center. We're going to do some variations in some lunges, and we've got a little bit of side plank action coming your way. All right, so inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, come into your forward fold. And then what you're going to do, see if you can do this, step your right foot back and then drop your right knee. You don't have to come in, particularly deep here. When you're ready, take an inhale and then sweep your arms up. So if you need to pad out that right knee, this is your opportunity to do it. You can roll your mat over, so you can just kind of roll the mat here, or you can place a blanket, or maybe a top underneath. So every inhale, find length, every exhale, sink in. Look at your left knee and your left ankle. You don't want to be here. When this happens, you see my knees in front of my ankle. Don't want that. I want my knee and my ankle lined up. So that's the sort of position. And then that back foot, the right foot, is going to be really finding that stability for you. You still feel a bit wobbly, go wider with the feet. So you give yourself a really firm base. This is not about sinking in really deep. All right, take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down. Nice. Now see, you can tuck the right knee up, so you're on the back toes of the right foot. Step the left foot back to meet it. And we're just getting a little bit more physical here. Nice. So you're back into your plank. Then with the right foot, turn the right toes out to the right, so the toes are facing the long edge of your mat. Okay? So you seal the inside and the outside of the foot. Then drop the left knee down. So the left knee's dropped, the right leg is long, and you've sealed the foot. So you've turned the foot out. Then place the left hand into the center of your mat, and then raise up through the right arm. There was a lot of instruction there, wasn't there? So this is an adapted side plank. So you're down on the left knee, so you give yourself a load more kind of stability. It's not as physical, and you can roll that right shoulder back, roll it back, maybe look up towards the fingertips, press the right foot, all 4 corners of the foot into the floor, open out through the right hip. Nice. All right, take one more deep inhale, and then as you exhale, bring the right hand down, turn the right foot in, separate the hands, spread out through the fingers on both hands, and then see, you can step the left foot back to meet the right, so we're back into plank. As you exhale, drop your knees, keep your elbows tucked in, same thing again, lower all the way down towards the floor, and then eventually you're on the floor. Tops of the feet press in, a little bit of weight in the hands, keep the elbows tucked in, inhale, cobra. Then as you exhale, tuck the toes under, push yourself back to a child's pose, not down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. So back in child's pose, breathe in super deep, deep inhales, full exhales. Nice. Then press into the hands, come back to all fours, and then tuck your toes under, and then this time come into downward facing dog. I think the sun is coming out in Leicester. That's nice. All right. Take one more deep inhale. And then bend your knees into your hips, up between your hands. And then bring yourself to the top of your mat. Step first your right, and then your left foot up. Do that in a few steps if you need to. On your next inhale, come back up to that flat back position. As you exhale, folding deep. And then press into your feet, really root down. And then sweep your arms high and wide. And then come all the way up to stand. And then you frame your hands to heart center. That was really beautiful. All right, I'm imagining it was really beautiful. I enjoyed it. All right, let's do the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, folding deep. And then this time, step your left foot back, drop your left knee, line up your right ankle and your right, what's that called? Foot. knee and ankle. Line up your knee and ankle. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. And we come into low lunge on the other side. Any movements that feel good, I need to scratch your nose. But maybe you push the palms up, maybe you move side to side. Whatever, maybe just separating the shoulders. Whatever works for you, it's all good. Breathe in here. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale, sink in. Feel the hips just slowly release. Beautiful. One more deep inhale. Then as you exhale, bring your hands down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to step the right foot back to meet the left. Nice work. And then same thing, but on the other side. So turn the left toes out. So now the left toes are pointing the long edge of the left-hand side of your mat. Drop the right knee down. Bring your right hand into the center of the mat a little bit more. Take an inhale. And then sweep your arms up. So left arm up, right arm down. The right knee is on the floor. Sealing the back arch in the inner arch of that left foot, turning the left foot out towards the left-hand side of the mat. Or any variation that works for your body today. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Bring the left hand down to meet the right. Separate the hands, shoulder width apart. Turn that left foot back in. Bring the right foot back and come back into a plank. So your choice, either drop the knees like we've been doing, or if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, keeping the elbows tucked in on whatever version you're doing, lower all the way to the floor. Nice and slow if you can muster it. And then take an inhale, scoop up the chest, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, cobra. Then as you exhale, into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then just breathe here, deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. And then get nice and springy and bouncing the knees if you can. Look between the hands. And then gently first step to the right, then the left to the top of your mat. That's your feet, by the way. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, folding deep. And then press into your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms high and wide. Come all the way up to stand. And exhale, you're going to frame your hands to heart center. And then bring your left hand back on your heart and your right hand back onto your left hand. Maybe close your eyes and then just breathe here. Keep your gaze super soft. Maybe feeling your heart beating away in your chest. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate all the work that you do for yourself, for other people, your commitment to your practice or whatever you're doing on the virtual village hall or beyond. Notice the way that you nourish yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. All right, so let's move it on. Bring your hands down, give them a good shake out. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So we'll do a full side plank, and we'll do a high lunge, sometimes called crescent lunge. So remember, if you don't want to do those two versions, just do the ones that we did a moment ago. So that's the kind of like the first option, and then I'll show you this second option that we're going to do. Hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, come into your forward fold. Nice, and then this time, just step the right foot back. So let's make this a little bit easier. Keep your right knee lifted. Walk the feet wide, really wide. So that's going to give you a really firm base. This is high crescent lunge. You stay on your back toes, spread out through the left foot. Look at one spot as you come up, and then lengthen until you're up here. Now you can be here with the knee bent, and then you can begin to lengthen the knee out. So the back leg is nice and long. Deep inhales, full release and exhales. Remember, if you want to come back to that version where the knees on the floor, and we did it on the low lunge, then feel free to do that. Nice, everyone. Take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down. Nice. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Take an inhale here to find some length. Then as you exhale, bring the left hand into the center of your mat, and you're going to roll onto the blade edges, well, the blade edge of the left foot, tap the feet, and then you raise up through the right arm. Now remember, you've got this option where you can bring the feet side by side. This option is the hardest that I'm in, or this option where you drop the knee down, and that's very similar to how we were a moment ago. So find something that works for you. So this is not all about strength, even though it might feel like it's about stability as well. Take one more deep inhale, and then as you exhale, right hand meets the left, and then lift up into downward facing dog. So remember, you've got options here, whatever feels good for you. Take one more deep inhale. Then as you exhale, drop your knees down, come down onto your mat. Bring your palms so they face up. Bring your forehead down towards the floor. Back into child's pose with the palms face up. Just let everything release. Beautiful. Nice. And then turn the palms back. Push yourself back to all fours. All right. We're nearly done here. So lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Take one complete round of breath. Then bend your knees, hinge your hips, nice and slowly, any way that feels good. Bring yourself to the top of your mat, separate your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms high and wide, come to stand. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, the other side to go, then we're on our backs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold in nice and deep. Step that left foot back. So either drop the left knee down or go nice and wide with the feet. High crescent lunge is one option. A low lunge with the knee down is the other option. Nice. Deep inhales, full exhale. We won't hold it for too long. Really pressing to that whole length of the back leg. Maybe bend a little bit deeper into that front knee. Nice. One more deep inhale. This is as hard as it gets, probably the next pose actually. Exhale, hands down. Set the right foot back. And then you're going to set yourself up for this side plank. So this time, right hand in the center of the mat, you roll over onto the blade edge of your right foot, and lift up through the left arm. So there's one option. Here's the second option, the feet side by side. Here's the third option, you drop the right knee down, just like the first version we did a few moments ago. Deep inhales, full exhales. This builds a tremendous amount of strength in the body, but it can be challenging. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, left hand meets the right, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Final one we're going to be in. Take one more deep inhale. Then as you exhale, bring your knees down onto your mat. And then flip over onto one hip. Doesn't matter which side, just roll over, lengthen your legs out. Really beautiful work, everyone. Roll down onto your mat. So maybe just bring your hands down, scoot your hips forward, hug your knees in towards your chest. And then just roll out from side to side. Just feeling that gentle massage of your spine. Beautiful, really nice. Then bring your feet nice and wide, so right on the edges of your mat. Bring the arms out so they're in line with your shoulders. And then just let your knees touch together. Just feel your back, your spine totally relaxed. Shoulder blades are relaxed, back of the head is relaxed. Just letting the body melt. And then what we're going to do is we're going to separate the knees, then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and then let the knees fall open. Keep the arms where they are if it feels comfortable. And then just slowly let the hips open here, so a nice stretch into the inner hips. And then when you're ready, slowly bring your hands so they're on your outer thighs, and then bring your knees together. And then one final hug with your knees in towards your belly. Nice. And then lengthen your legs out. Maybe you need to make a little bit more room and come into Shavasana, your final pose. Final resting pose, just letting all the amazing work that you've done integrate into the body, within the body. Any final movements that feel good. And then when you're ready, really slowly, in your own time, in your own way, just begin to bring a little bit of movement back into your fingers and your toes. And then any other movements that come into the body quite naturally. So maybe you stretch the arms above the head, let them fall behind the head, stretch it out here. Maybe let out a nice big yawn like me. Oh, excuse me. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe bring your knees up towards your head up towards your knees, or your knees up towards your head. Squeeze everything in, and then just roll over to one side, and then push yourself up to a seated position. I'm going to shuffle forward to finish the class with you. All right. Beautiful. Really nice work today, this afternoon. So let's bring our hands to heart center. Maybe reclose the eyes. Notice the effects of your practice. And then eventually, or finally, bring in your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your left hand. And then back to that idea of feeling with your heart, trusting your gut instinct. So the belly and the heart are our most important things. Hopefully the mind is a little quieter now. And then just with a wholehearted bow, just wish yourself well and wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today. So, yeah, the side plank and the lunges, they're challenging, aren't they? They are challenging. We need to find that stability and that balance, and there's a little bit of strength thrown in there as well. But we'll play around with some of this stuff over the next few weeks. We'll keep moving it on. We'll make some of the sessions nice and relaxing. We'll make some of them, relaxing with a little bit more challenge in them as well. But never taking it too far, never going too crazy. It's not the sort of style of yoga which I like to do. And that's the beautiful thing about yoga, isn't it? There's something to suit everybody. So feel free to dip in and dip out whenever you're on the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall. And it'd be really nice to see you all again next week. The book, by the way, Gabor Mate, M-A-T-E, Gabor, G-A-B-O-R. It's called, I've just forgotten again. the myth of normal. Check it out. It's really amazing. All right. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Thanks for calling me Dave the Rave. Few people call me that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Look after yourself. Love you all. See you next week. Bye now.